Hi Gemini, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. This is a general love reading for the sign of Gemini for this upcoming week in April. Today is April 5th, 2020. So I hope all of you are doing well in these crazy times that we're living in. I know we're all, many of us around the world are self-quarantined or even in a state of lockdown to a certain degree. So these certainly are some challenging times to get through. And I hope you are all doing well and maintaining a sense of sanity, maybe working on some things you haven't had a chance to do in a while, or reconnecting with family members, making things positive in these uncertain times. That's the best we can do, right, Gemini? So I do want to remind all of my viewers that because this is a general love reading, it can pertain to just about anything. Relationships, situations, and circumstances surrounding family, home, work, you name it, it might apply. Also be flexible with the energy. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards or the pronouns I'm using to describe them. You might feel like I'm reading for you. You might feel like you're cross-watching for somebody that you're dealing with. My intention is always to reach people who need the message the most and who will benefit the most from the message. Some of it may resonate for you, other parts may not. Take what does and leave behind what doesn't, and hopefully you get something out of it. Okay, Gemini, so we're going to get started. I'm going to give this deck one more shuffle, and then we're going to see what's going on for Gemini. By the way, if you're brand new or unfamiliar with my channel, check out the description box below for more specific information regarding my readings and my videos. And welcome, by the way, too. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. I appreciate your support. Okay, here we go, Gemini. Let's see what's going on with you guys. We're going to start off with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, paired with the Seven of Swords. King of Wands in reverse. The Hierophant in reverse. The Six of Pentacles in reverse. The Page of Pentacles in reverse. Three of Cups in reverse. And the King of Cups. Okay, Gemini, so we have two kings on the table so far. King of Wands in reverse, King of Cups in the upright position. Again, I want to remind you that these could be your energies or somebody that you're dealing with. The King of Wands is somebody who is in a position of power but may not be using his power in the right manner, or this can be somebody who is ineffective as a leader. In the upright, he is somebody who has leadership qualities. It's somebody that people look up to. He generally has the ability to take on responsibility, delegate others, manage other people, that kind of thing. Could be a boss or somebody who's the head of an organization or a political figure, you know, that kind of individual. In the reverse, this could be somebody who is has given up his power, is misusing his power. This could be somebody who takes advantage of others. In some way, shape, or form, this person is causing some kind of disruption or headed down the wrong path with the Hierophant in reverse. He may not be listening to his intuition. Again, he could be misusing his position or just incapable. Maybe being controlled by others. King of Wands in reverse can have issues with anger management. Could be somebody who needs to have things his way. Over controlling, I think I may have mentioned that. And then we have the King of Cups over here on the table. And this is somebody who's very compassionate and loving and loyal, is not afraid to show how he feels, is not afraid to express himself and his emotions. Is very open, honest, intuitive, giving. He is paired with the Three of Cups in reverse. So he might be in a situation where he's surrounded by some unrest within a group or family situation. This might be somebody who is connected to this King of Wands in some way. This King of Wands might be the reason behind some unrest or some conflict. Again, Gemini, you could be either one of these kings. I do feel like they're separate energies, or you could be an outside party, or you may not be represented in this reading just yet. And if you are a female, I want to remind you that you can still embody these kind of energies even though they're masculine energies. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to get some more cards out here, Gemini, and see what else we can get. So we have the Hermit. And the Three of Wands in reverse. The Six of Swords in reverse, clarifying this King of Wands. Five of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Six of Wands in reverse. Eight of Cups in reverse. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying this King of Cups. So it feels like something didn't go in favor of, something didn't go right in favor of this King of Wands. He may have been trying to manipulate a situation and things didn't go the way he expected or anticipated. It might be related to a financial situation, possibly workplace situation. There's the sense that things fell apart, or people disagreed with what he was trying to do, or he wasn't getting the cooperation of others. I get the feeling he's responsible for this Seven of Swords energy. I feel like he was trying to get away with something, and it didn't work out in his favor. I feel with this set of cards down here in particular that he may have been trying to manipulate or influence a group of people. Again, this could be a workplace dynamic, this could be a family situation, but I feel like he was trying to manipulate a group of people and things didn't go his way, or people weren't going along with the game plan that he had in mind. There's some kind of disruption or imbalance within what maybe he was trying to do, or some kind of influence he was trying to have. And again, there's some kind of unrest. This could be within a social circle, like I said before. There's some kind of disruption within a group situation. And right now, I don't think that things have been resolved. I think that there's kind of there's this sense of unrest, of things being left undone. Maybe there was some kind of project happening and things kind of just fell apart and people have just kind of left it behind or given up on it or quit. And I get the feeling, again, it's a very strong feeling like things did not go the way this King of Wands had anticipated, and he's now stuck dealing with feeling maybe left behind or feeling like he's been abandoned. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, because I feel like he was misleading people or steering a group of people in the wrong direction. I think he wants back in. I think he wants back into the mix. I think he may have been ostracized or asked to leave, or maybe he has abandoned a situation. There's a sense of abandonment or leaving something behind. But I have a feeling this King of Wands wants to try again. He wants to pick up where he left off. And I'm still uncertain about this King of Cups. He has the Ace of Pentacles clarifying his energy. So there's some kind of missed opportunity, mistake, or something that's been put on hold, or something that he hasn't been able to acquire or attain, an opportunity of some sort. I think that he's connected to this King of Wands in some way. He may still have some loyalty and some love for this individual. Feel a certain level of compassion or empathy for him. Let's get some more cards out here for Gemini. This is a very interesting story. I'm intrigued. So we have the Moon in reverse. 4 of Cups. Page of Pentacles, again in reverse. Clarifying the King of Wands. The World. The Sun in reverse. The Emperor in reverse. Eight of Wands in reverse. And then the 10 of Swords in reverse. So I get the feeling like this King of Wands lost some kind of control. He had to give up. I feel like he lost control of a situation and he was forced to give up. And as a result, it affected more than just him. It affected a group of people. Again, this could be a workplace situation, but there was some kind of failed attempt at something that he ultimately left behind or gave up on. And it resulted in some kind of upheaval or failure for a group of people. I feel like there's a sense that this king is facing a situation where he's kind of having to pick up the pieces or clean up the mess or try again or reestablish what was once stable, or an opportunity that maybe a work opportunity, again, a financial endeavor. I feel like he's having to pick up the pieces or make things right after this King of Wands messed things up. There's just some lack of movement right now. There's some obstacles standing in the way. There could be some disharmony within this group situation that is standing in the way of making things right or starting again or repairing what was broken or reclaiming what was once lost, for example. There's this feeling coming from this King of Wands that he wants back into the mix and he wants people to disregard or ignore what happened or what he is responsible for. I think he wants back in, but he wants to be pardoned, so to speak. He wants people to look past what mayhem he's caused or disruption he's caused. I don't mean to necessarily call it mayhem. I mean, that sounds like there's just been this upheaval in a, some kind of dynasty or something. Like he's destroyed a business or just left all this upheaval and issue. I get the feeling he's been very destructive, and he just wants people to look past that and let him back in, or let him try again, or be willing to forgive or just ignore. I don't even know that he's looking for forgiveness. I feel like he just wants people to just look past something. I need to get some more cards out here, obviously. Right, Gemini? I'm sitting here hemming and hawing. I've got one more deck to deal with. Let's see what we get. So we have the Sun again, this time in the upright position. And the Queen of Wands. The High Priestess. Eight of Wands, this time in the upright position. The Moon, this time in the upright position. The Tower. The Devil. And the Ace of Pentacles in the upright, clarifying this Ace of Pentacles. So we have a Queen of Wands on the table now. Something didn't go right for this King of Wands, and I feel like it affected this Queen of Wands. This could be a partner of this King of Wands. This could be a spouse, friend, family member. The Queen of Wands is very ambitious. This is somebody who is creative, who goes after what she wants. She commands attention when she walks into a room, for example, and gets that attention. This could be somebody who's very alluring and attractive, ambitious. I think I said that. I feel like something didn't go her way, or something didn't transpire for her because of the failure of this King of Wands. There's a sense that if things are brought out in the open, if there's some clarity provided, some answers given, that maybe things can be rectified. That maybe this king can come back from being left out in the cold, so to speak. Because he's definitely responsible for some kind of mayhem or problem, some kind of upheaval. And we've got the Tower now and the Devil out here. And I just get the feeling like he was responsible for some kind of major failure that has affected a significant amount of people, number of people. And then what's happened then is that because he's left the scene of the crime, so to speak, everybody else is left dealing with the aftermath, dealing with cleaning up the debris or picking up the pieces or putting things back together. And there's just this sense of toxicity or issues that are being left undealt with. And then there's this King of Cups, who I'm still confused about, because he might be the key to making things right. He might be the key to fixing things and getting things back on track in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like this king's method is empathy, that he has a certain level of understanding or willingness to forgive, compassion, perhaps for this King of Wands, whereas other people don't. But this King of Cups has very, very positive energy coming from him. And Gemini, this could represent you. You could be represented by any one of these people. Maybe this Queen of Wands, she is in the underlying energy. I'm not getting a sense necessarily that there's any one energy that's particularly strongest in this reading. Actually, this King of Wands is. But I don't necessarily feel like this King of Wands is you. If you are this King of Wands, Gemini, I mean, I doubt that you are, because I don't think that someone who's responsible for whatever occurred here would be watching a tarot reading. I could be totally wrong. If you are this King of Wands, you've caused mayhem. And I think that you know it. And I think that I think that you're aware of, maybe not speaking it out loud, but I think you're aware of the problems you've caused, the issues that are at hand now because of some kind of actions you took, or something that you ultimately gave up on, something that you left behind because you just decided you weren't going to deal with it anymore, or whatever the case may be, and you really caused some major problems for a number of people, not just this Queen of Wands. So if you are this King of Wands, you know, I'm not throwing shade or anything. I'm not going to sit here and try to sugarcoat this. I think that you have something that you need to deal with, something that you need to claim some responsibility for and make better or make right. Because you've left a certain level of upheaval in your wake as you left the scene. I feel like I feel like you've either tried to leave the scene, or you left something behind, or just given up or dropped it all and said, nope, I'm done, I'm out of here, I'm not dealing with this anymore. And then you've got people who are trying to, again, pick up the pieces or make things right after you've destroyed something, or you know, those are strong words that I'm using, but that's what I'm getting. So let's get this last round out, Gemini. We have the Hierophant, the Empress in reverse, Four of Wands in reverse, Ten of Wands, Seven of Cups, Knight of Cups in reverse, Four of Cups again, and then the Star, clarifying this King of Cups. It's funny because there's just a lot of, I mean, this looks like there's a lot more to this story than I can probably get out of the set of cards that I have laid out here. There's a lot of confusion, maybe even anxiety, maybe uncertainty, maybe feeling like things are broken and can't be repaired, unclear about where to go from here, how to make things right, how to fix what's been broken or lost, and a sense of destruction, and feeling maybe like relationships have been lost or broken or bruised, damaged. There's a sense of giving up, losing control. Just a lot of really hard energy on the table here. And then we have this King of Cups at the very end of the table. I just want to show some more of these. There's this feeling like people are becoming apathetic, or like giving up, or just saying, you know what, I don't know how to deal with this, so I'm just not going to look at it. I'm going to turn the other way. I'm not going to put any effort into it. And I get the feeling like this is kind of the energy of multiple people. And it could be just this feeling of helplessness, feeling like, you know, you don't know where to go from here. And then there's this King of Cups. And here's this King of Cups energy, this feeling of hope, this feeling of starting again, this feeling of, you know what, it's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult, it's going to be challenging, but we can make this work. We can regain what we lost if we have compassion for one another, if we understand one another, if we Don't throw in the towel. Don't give up on each other. This King of Cups is very positive, and this could be your energy, Gemini. This could be representing you, the person, the voice of reason, the person who's willing to make the effort, who's willing to put in the elbow grease, to show some compassion, to try to understand somebody else's point of view, to try again, where others are just turning the other cheek or turning away or running away. Saying that, you know what, this is my responsibility. I didn't do this. I didn't mess this shit up. The King of Wands messed it up. So why should I have to put any energy into this? And then there's this King of Cups who says, you know what, we can make this work. We can try again. There's hope. And it's the only, there's 5 cards here with this, and I just showed them to you, that the 5 cards with this King of Cups. Like this solitary area on the table of just this really positive energy amidst all of this mayhem. That's what I have, Gemini. It's really an interesting reading. The Queen of Wands, although she's in the upright up here in this underlying energy, I feel like she's almost a side note. It's possible that this King of Wands acted on behalf of this Queen of Wands. That there's something here about him, you know, maybe he wanted to impress her, maybe he was doing her biddings, but she doesn't have negative energy. She's not in the reverse. But this King of Wands may have acted on her behalf and messed shit up because he stuck his nose in somewhere where it didn't belong, that kind of thing. Maybe this King of Cups is trying to help this Queen of Wands because she almost feels like she was an unknowing, not a victim, but is having to deal with the aftermath. She didn't have any part in the Seven of Swords energy. I think that was all this King of Wands. And yet, maybe she's getting blamed to a certain extent, or maybe people are kind of looking at her sideways, like, oh, because of you, we're dealing with this, that kind of thing. And I just feel like this King of Cups just wants to make things right. And I do feel like there's other players involved in this reading. I feel like there's definitely a group of people, could be family members, could be workplace connections. It feels like it could be a business or a workplace situation with the 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles out here. Something of that nature, or people working together, or a group dynamic of some sort. People who were supposed to be working together, helping each other out, that kind of thing. And this King, is that the one I guess this is the one I'm taking. There's 2. So we have 3 of Wands and the Child in reverse. 3 of Wands came out with this Queen of Wands in the underlying energy, but it was in reverse. And then the Child is kind of like, it's kind of an extra card in the Streams of Gaia deck. The number 1 card would be the Magician, I believe, in the regular Rider-Waite Tarot, but it's not, and it came out in reverse, but it's not, it's obviously not that card. It's something different. So I'm going to read the Child first, and if it's in reverse, it's a potential blockage. And then I'm going to read this 3 of Wands, because I think the 3 of Wands it feels like it's going to have some advice or something that will help you move forward in this situation, Gemini. This feels like a positive card. I do know that it has more in-depth meaning, and I will read this one out of the book as well. So here's the Child, and again, it's just about a half a page. Potential blockage if it's in reverse. Here we go. Was your childhood so sheltered, happy, and carefree that adulthood fails to meet your expectations? If so, it may be time to learn that life is meant to be full of highs and lows, delights and disappointments, successes and failures, and that you are, in part or entirely, responsible for all that you experience. Parents and friends cannot shelter and protect you from life's disappointments or responsibilities, nor can you depend on others to always be there to help you accomplish your goals. Instead, be a little more independent and take responsibility for your choices and actions, or lack of them. Be willing to try for yourself rather than playing the role of the forever child and allowing others make choices and act for you because you are unwilling or afraid to choose. On the other side of the coin, if your childhood was painful and your relationship with your past was or is rife with conflict or discord, the child may appear in the blockage position in order to tell you that it is time to put aside blame and forgive. Do so for no other reason than to set yourself free from the pain and fear that binds you to a moment that cannot be unlived. I think this represents this King of Wands. That, again, maybe there was some issues that occurred that caused some instability, caused some problems. And I feel like, kind of like a child might, he gave up on it, said, it's too hard, I can't deal with this, I don't want to do it anymore, I give up. Page of Pentacles. I'm just going to throw in the towel and say no more. And you know, he may have, again, caused some disruption, not just for himself, but for others. So I do feel like that represents him. And then we have the Three of Wands, and I will read this one, and then we're going to call it. And finish up this reading for you, Gemini. So Three of Fire is in the upright position. This is just about 3/4 of a page. Here we go. Do you have an idea or creative venture that you would like to implement? The Three of Fire represents the necessary sacrifice that is required when we act on our goals and objectives. When we first begin to act, we often find ourselves exploring the paths walked by those who came before us in order to discover and determine the best way to implement our ideas. However, that same exploration can inspire new ideas that break with tradition, because something old has been reimagined and expressed by a mind with a unique perspective to make it relevant in the present. To implement those new ideas requires sacrifice, commitment, and dedication. It means stepping away from what is tried and trusted, safe and secure, and stepping out into the unknown with an almost blind faith and commitment. It means putting the objective first and turning away from everything that distracts or might prevent it from being achieved. It means working hard and not cutting corners in order to speed up the process. It means knowing that what you create will only equal what you have invested and what you are willing to invest. The Three of Fire lets you know that now is also a good time to explore and experiment on a practical level. Use your hands and mind to practice, hone, and refine your skills or abilities so that what you create and do will always be something crafted to the best of your abilities and be a true reflection of your passion and dedication. Remember also to avoid copying another's ideas, because this is the time to be innovative. Create using your experience and imagination to inspire you instead of the vision and ideas of another. Honestly, I think this represents what this king is trying to do, this King of Cups, trying to reestablish a way or a path to success again, to rebuild, to regain what was once lost, to regain some hope. And to do that maybe by learning by others' mistakes, but also by forging a new path with new ideas, new inspirations. And again, I do feel like there's a lot of hope here, and it's because of this King of Cups. So Gemini, I'm going to leave that here. I hope that this reading gave you something to work with. I hope that it resonated. If it did, give me a like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you want. Those are great. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope I see you again soon. Bye.